Inserting Shootist here for blue collar prepping. It's theme week. We're talking about a prepper vehicle. And today, my dream prepper vehicle is a Suburban. Not necessarily this one in particular. This one's a 99. It's got the quintessential 350 gas motor in it, the pinnacle of the technology. But for my prepping vehicle, what it would be was have the old Detroit diesel, 6.2 liter diesel in it. And the reason behind that is that 6.2 liter diesel was known to get some very good economy out of it in a half-ton application. So with that, in addition to that, you add like a TCI 5-speed automatic transmission, and you could probably get into the mid-20s for mileage on that, which is great. Comes with an extra large fuel tank, about 42 gallons is what they held back in the day. And with a final drive, gear ratio around 373. The torque of the motor, you really wouldn't miss that over the 411 gear ratio. However, it would still help with fuel economy. Some additional things that I would add extra to it. Up here in the front, I'd be putting a cargo rack, and that cargo rack would be like the spare tire and some extra extraction tools if you got stuck in the sand or soft mud or something like that. You know, a jack and a shovel, pickaxe, those kind of things. I would certainly leave the roof rack on, or maybe upgrade the roof rack to have one that's a little more industrial, if you will, so you could put one of them hard clamshell pop-up tents go on top of this, are good for a couple people. And along the side here, we'd put an awning. Now, as you can see, this one sits in the backyard. Tires are flat on it. A couple of things that I would change: I'd probably just put a 2-inch lift on it so you can still get it in most garages. 35-inch tires with an aggressive tread on them. As we walk away around to the back here, one of the good things about the Suburban, and what I would have, would be the barn doors in the back, or the cargo doors as they call them. They open up big and wide, and you can get an air mattress in there, or you could put a couple full-size adults. In addition to that, it'd carry all the equipment you need. I'd put a lockbox in it, one of those nice high-end firearm lock boxes on the inside, so you could still put a mattress on the top of it, secure all of your weaponry and other things that you need to have locked up. Of course, you have the Reese hitch, where you can do one of two things with that. If you're going to have a tow trailer, so you create your own little emergency compound or campsite, so any kind of decent trailer that you want with it, within reason, of course. Or you could put in one of those hinge mount cargo areas in the back, where you carry extra supplies like your propane gas for your heaters and for your camp stoves, such on and so forth. And also extra gear that you might need to carry. Obviously, cans of water, extra cans of fuel. We'll come around back to the front. A couple things, additional things that we would add to this. You can see is that this model already has big heavy-duty tow hooks in the front, which is very important. Skid plating would be added all the way up the front and rear to cover all the essentials, the drivetrain, oil pan, such on and so forth. We'd add additional lights and a heavier grade brush bar in the front, and probably lights across the front of that small little cargo rack that you see. One of the other things that I would add into this is that I'd also have a winch. And personally, I'd have a winch that would, with a plug-in receiver in the front as well as the rear, because you never can tell where you're going to be able to contact something, so we'll be able to run out the cable to pull you out of some problems, or pull things out of like the river or what have you, fallen trees, such on and so forth. So, as money is no object for the theme of this week, the prepping vehicle, it would be a Chevrolet Suburban, or the GMC as the case may be, 6.2 diesel, custom transmission, TCI transmission, I believe, makes one company that makes one, 5-speed. You get very good utility out of it, you get decent range, mileage out of it. The good thing about the 6.2 Detroit diesel is that it also just burns diesel. It can burn regular diesel, it can burn premium diesel, it's not all that concerned, and with the right wiring and fuel system, it can also burn biodiesel. So without trees, a lot of filters, and adding additives to clean up the exhaust. As well as, and I could be incorrect in this, but I would probably also add a secondary fuel source to this vehicle, and it would be probably propane. I believe that with the right nozzles and stuff, that you can actually also burn propane on one of these vehicles as well, because propane is used as an accelerant or a performance enhancing thing in high performance diesel race engines. So there you have it, Inserting Shootist for blue collar prepping. Can't be good and safe, be good and dangerous. Talk to you next time.